Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming in here getting ready for the second game of our match. As the Suns and Cyclones will be getting ready here. We'll get the national anthem, get things official here in just a moment. They're kind of reading who won the silent auction things, and then we'll kind of go from there. Welcome into TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, as we get running along here in this one. It'll be the Suns and the Cyclones here tonight on this pink night, and I did finally get the numbers straightened out, folks. I knew something was a little amiss when I saw it, and finally got all of that taken care of here as we get ready to get things going here. Now, again, they had the live auction here as they wrap that up. A lot of items going for huge a lot of different items, a lot of baked goods and like that. And Will Phelps, Joy. Sorry, I had to get his attention a little bit. Owen, go. Oh.
Taking Reed, who is a freshman at Southeastern High School and a music student of Stephanie Menzel, will be singing the Star Spangled Banner. Please rise and remove your hats.
Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to West Prairie Junior Senior High School for today's matchup between the Southeastern Lady Sins and your West Prairie Cyclones! First of all, the lineup for the visiting Lady Suns. Number 15, Kenzie Griswold. Number 4, Abigail Schaefer. Number 19, Amanda Stevens. Number 5, Savannah Ramsey. Number 2, Riley Van Fleet. Number 18, Kara Stevens. And number 1, Gracie Arthur. The Suns are coached by Tim Kerr. Got it? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time to meet the starting lineup for your West Prairie Cyclones! Number 16, Paige Kitch. Number 2, Ava Beck. Number 6, Kinley Welch. Number 5, Callie Wright. Number 8, Madeline Sullivan. Number 14, Abby Starbuck. And the libero, number 11, Lindsay Dunn. Cyclones are coached by Caleb Hall, assisted by Drew Snyder, Leslie Sullivan, and Terry Paul. Officials tonight, Sarah Ruff and Jacqueline Scheckler. Good luck to both teams this evening. Phew, I tell you what, my voice isn't used to that.
Definitely an electric start to our game.
Well, you know, you like to turn it up once in a while, but like I said, the old voice not used to doing that. This has been, I believe, only the second time I've been here.
I thought it sounded pretty good.
Well, thank you. Well, you're obligated to say that. You're related to me, so you have to say things like that.
I'm a little biased.
Well, I would say so. And welcome to TSSR Game Time Live, folks. Has Will Phelps and I in here. I got to make myself sit down. There we go. And as we get ready to go here, it'll be the Lady Suns. The Lady Suns, as I said, kind of running through the gauntlet over the last few days as they've played. They've been playing a lot of tough teams over the last little bit. QND last night did fall into, I believe, to the Lady Raiders. We'll try to turn it up here. Paige Kitch will serve it first for West Prairie. Serve. Back row going to be popped up. Schaefer with it to Stevens. Unloads, and that one going to go into the wall and out. And that makes it 1-0 West Prairie. Or 1-0 Southeastern, rather. Paige Kitch will come out as Lindsay Dunn will come in. And Kenzie Griswold serves off of Starbuck. Pop to the outside, it is Welsh, and that one out of bounds. So the Lady Suns with a quick 2-spot on the board here. I do need to tell you that this is TSSR Game Time Live, of course, presented by MDH. And we'll thank our very fine sponsors as we get to go here. Serve off of Welsh. Sullivan trying to keep it out of the net, and Beck can't get it across. So the Lady Suns up by a quick 3-0 here. Griswold pounding the serve. Across here, 3-0 Southeastern. Serve Starbuck with it. Sullivan chases it down. Beck will hit it across. That one out of bounds. And it is 4-0 Southeastern.
Seeing some very powerful hits from West Prairie side.
Well, a little bit too powerful on the hit. Serves to Starbuck. Up front to Sullivan. Welsh will tap it through, and it is saved from out of bounds there by Van Beck. Knocked through, and Starbuck takes it over to Sullivan. Loading up for Welsh, and that one, Stevens not able to bring it up, and the Cyclones get on the board at 4-1. That'll bring Ava Beck back to serve.
Just enough power to get that one down.
Beck serve off Stevens. Schaefer backs up, and now Arthur will tap it through. off of Dunn. Up to Sullivan, over to Welsh, and that one's going to drop in. Nobody could decide to get it, so makes it 4-2 here in this one. And Ava Beck back to serve once again. Serve off of the hands of Amanda Stevens. She couldn't decide kind of what to do with it, so they've made it 4-3. West Prairie back with 3 in a row. Ava Beck will try to tie things up here. Serve out of bounds, and Southeastern go up by 2, 5-3. That's going to bring back Abigail Schaefer, and coming in is Haley Davison for Southeastern. Schaefer will serve it here. Winds to it, and that one kind of salted. Starbuck gets there, up to Welsh. That one knocked backwards and out. It is 6-3. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Events, live on the big screens. Join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell. Schaefer again, kind of a floater off Starbuck up front. Wright has to kind of adjust on it. Griswold digs it up. Schaefer to Stevens, tips it over left-handed, and they'll bring it back the other way. Welsh blocked. Saved, and then tipped up. Stevens underneath it. Outside, tipped over, and down. Southeastern jumps out here by 4. And now Schaefer will let it go again. Beck. Hit it offhand. Welsh knocks it through the hands of Davison and down. So big side out back for the Lady Suns. Taylor Richardson will check in. Abby Starbuck will go out for West Prairie. As Kinley Welsh. Over to Griswold. To Schaefer. Now to Stevens. Blocked but out of bounds. As she ricochets it off. Another Tom Conklin State Farm kill. Now Amanda Stevens back to serve. Serve. That one took a weird float. That was kind of, Will kind of did a weird, I would swear it kind of.
Didn't know where to go on that.
I don't know which one that was. Was it a parabola that it put in the middle of it? Bet you never thought you would hear that in a volleyball broadcast. But Lindsay Dunn the serve. Over to Stevens, back set to Schaefer, and down it goes. Picking on the back row defense of West Prairie, which has been their issue throughout the season. Sullivan up with it, over to Welsh. She'll tap it across, and now to Schaefer. Up to Davison, pounds it down, and again, picking on that back line. And Caleb Hall will take a timeout. We will step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
And again, do want to thank our sponsors, including the Medina District Hospital, athletic trainers, and the MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb, providing expert help to student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. Serve is over by Ramsey. And now Taylor Richardson loads it up. And popped over by the Stevenses. Over for Richardson. She'll pound it down. Schaefer digs it up. Amanda Stevens up front. Griswold sends it long. Welsh is there. They load it for Reynoso in the middle. Off of the hands of Ramsey and back. And the Cyclones get a side out. Madeline Sullivan ready to let it fly. Schaefer up with it. Bumped up there by Kara Stevens, now brought across by Schaefer. Sullivan back set for Beck, and in it goes. The Cyclones fighting their way back in, cut it down to a 3-point lead. And got a correction there, thank you very much. As that is number 2 is Riley Van Fleet. Taylor Richardson able to knock that one down as well. And so the Cyclones in, cutting it down to a 10-8 lead here for Southeastern. Load up in sand by Madeline Sullivan. That one tips top of the net. Schaefer up with it. Amanda Stevens up there for Griswold. Off, done and down. And again, when Southeastern's had their success, they've picked at the back line of West Prairie. West Prairie's kind of been okay going toe-to-toe at the net. And now in for Southeastern is Zoe Griswold. She'll serve it back row off Welsh. Sullivan up with it, and a missed time on the jump there. It is 12-8. Zoe Griswold will look. And I guess we've got a lineup check here by West Prairie. As Sullivan goes up with it, comes to Kinley Welsh, and she'll hit that out of bounds. Nobody touched it, and laced it through out of bounds. I wasn't sure if anybody touched it. 13-8, 5-point advantage now for Southeastern. And one thing Tim Kerr has always done, been very aggressive on serves. Welsh brings it up. Sullivan outside, Ava Beck tips it long, and Schaefer's underneath it. Amanda Stevens back set, Griswold, and picked up by Southeastern. Now it's Kara Stevens looking for Griswold again off the blocks. Back up with it, Sullivan to Richardson, dug by Southeastern, popped up, and Griswold just sends it long. Beck, Sullivan will back set it. Beck going to come into it and drops it in front of Ramsey and good. And again, West Prairie getting some stops when they need to. Starbuck in, Richardson out for West Prairie. As Starbuck will let fly with it. Up to Steven, to Schaefer. That one saved. And then flipped over by Welsh. Schaefer up with it. Up to Stevens. Kara Stevens. Dunn pops it up. Helped out. And then sent across. Ramsey's got it. They load it to the outside. This one, Schaefer. Tipped up by Arthur. Amanda Stevens tried the diving save. Could not. And it makes it 13-10 lead here for Southeastern. Abby Starbuck will let it fly again. Ramsey had a little trouble with it, couldn't handle it, drops it down 13-11. And a 2-point lead for Southeastern. It was 5 just a second ago, has dwindled down now. Up by Ramsey, Schaefer gonna bring it outside, and it's Kara Stevens hitting it through, dug by Starbuck. Outside to Welsh, and that one out of, oh, they're gonna say it was tipped. Tim Kerr not agreeing with that. Not exactly, sorry West Prairie fans, I'm not sure it was either.
We'll take what we can get.
Well, hey, sometimes better to be lucky than good. And Amanda Stevens popping up. Schaefer pounds that one down, and they're going to have not get it in the back row. It is 14-12. Southeastern has led by as many as 5 or 6. And now Kara Stevens back to serve. Lets it go. Dunn up with it to the net. And illegal attack on Sullivan. She was trying to bring it back across the net, and it makes it 15-12. Serve back row. Dunn going to bring it up to Sullivan in the middle. Fake to Reynoso. And Welsh able to pound it down and good. It is 15-13.
Seems West Prairie is, they're successfully getting their lead back, almost. But it seems they throw it back to the Suns at the most inopportune times.
Paige Kitch will serve it. Ramsey is underneath it. Amanda Stevens, and that one pounded out of bounds. 15-14. Now Amanda Stevens has had a little bit of trouble here, but had some knee problems earlier in the year, so was actually doing a lot of setting. And that one Ramsey not able to get to, so West Prairie has come back and tied it up here at 15. Kitch ready to let it go on the way. Off Amanda Stevens. Schaefer brings it up. Stevens pounds it down. Sullivan hits it backwards. Kitch helps it out and bumped over by Wright. Schaefer up with it and pounded in by Griswold. I tell you what, folks, I call it about every time. If kills are going to happen against West Prairie, it's going to be in the right or left back. That's pretty much been their pattern over the last probably several years. And different teams take advantage. Southeastern's going to be one of them. Up it comes for Wright. Saved at the net and then tipped back row. Starbuck on the run, gets it. Up for Beck, and that one going out of bounds, no good. A little high deep and generally unplayable. Kenzie Griswold brings it again off of Starbuck. Popped up for Welsh. She'll tip it across. And now up it comes to the net. Schaefer. That one, Stevens saying, nope, you ain't blocking that. And pounds it down. So once again, Southeastern up by about 3. 18-15. Starbuck up to the net. Sullivan now for Welsh. That one out of bounds. And Caleb Hall saying that was in, but sorry, Caleb, it was out. I wondered about that when they called it. Saw a little bit of daylight between that and the sideline. Been some close ones here so far. Suns pulling away a little bit again. That one going to drop in. And folks, they're not supposed to be these things, but that is what you call a makeup call. Because that one's there on the back line. That is what you call a makeup. Beck pounds that one off of Schaefer. They hit it through. Beck keeps it. Sullivan rolls it over the net. Kenzie Griswold pops it high. Schaefer flips it through. Dunn's got it up to Sullivan. Loaded for Kinley Welsh off the blocks and down. And it makes it 19-17. West Prairie hasn't gone away in this one. They continue to dig their way back in. Beck. Ramsey to Schaefer. Now Amanda Stephen brings it through. Dunn and Starbuck couldn't decide who was going to get it. Drops in, makes it 20-17. Riley Van Fleet back in for Southeastern. Serve to Starbuck. And they'll load it up. Kinley Welsh will send it long. Van Fleet brings it up. Schaefer up to Stevens. Down off the blocks and good. Wright got a hand on it, could not control. And we've got a timeout called by West Prairie. We'll step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
Skip adding detergent to every load with the Load and Go dispenser. Choose from models that hold enough for 20 to 40 loads. With select models even adding a second compartment for fabric softener. So clothes get the care they need, and you can skip adding detergent every time. The Load and Go dispenser, now available in 3 sizes. Brought to you by Whirlpool.
You just love it when your kids spout stuff that you say every day right back to you. But, Will, for Southeastern, they've really – I mean, you got two players up front. You got Amanda Stevens up front there, Kenzie Griswold, Riley Van Fleet, what you would call an embarrassment of riches, as they've got a lot of tall, very good players up front there. And that, that last play just totally indicative of that, the way they hit it over the top of right.
Mm-hmm. You can see they're trying to take advantage of as many of West Prairie's, unforeseen foresights that they have.
And West Prairie able to get that one. Amanda Stevens a little bit off on that. And that one down and good. There in the back line. And Beck with the serve. Sullivan out to Welsh. Able to get a big one back there for West Prairie. Makes it 22-18. Taylor Richardson in. Abby Starbuck out for the Cyclones. Kinley Welsh will serve. Off of Kara Stevens. Schaefer brings it up. Amanda Stevens bumps it through, and they bring it right up to Sullivan. Over for Richardson. For the net, Richardson hits the top of the net with it, and it goes out of bounds. Took one of those unlucky bounces and rolled out. 23-18. 5-point lead here for Southeastern, and Amanda Stevens back to serve. She'll get a chance to finish it off. Welsh right under it. Back to Schaefer it comes. Amanda Stevens up to Kara, and that one popped up, and that is a lift on Richardson. So it'll make it 24-18. Stevens again with the serve. Off back, needs help. Sullivan runs at it over to Taylor. Richardson able to. I always call that the one-hand PE shot. JC Reynoso in, Callie Wright out. And Lindsey Dunn will try to inch the Cyclones back into this. Kenzie Griswold. One Stevens up and another back. And Welsh has got it back line. Sullivan tips it across. Amanda Stevens. Van Fleet high up with it. Ramsey. And it's dug by Welsh back row. Over for Richardson. That one in and good on the line. And so the lead at 4 for Southeastern, 24-20.
West Prairie may be down, but they're definitely not out.
Trying to chip their way back into this one. Dunn serve, gonna go up and out of bounds, and that's a game winner for Southeastern in game one, 25-20, as the Suns will take it home 25-20. We'll step aside, be back in a moment. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
And we are back here. Hey, it did do it right. Will and I discussing the scoreboard, whether it would be right or not. And folks, if you've listened to me very much, you know the scoreboard program and I have our problems.
Even I've been unfortunate enough to witness it.
Yeah, well, you've definitely gotten to hear me complain about it a time or two. And I know, as I say, sometimes you need to let it go and get it going. But it and I have a lot of problems back and forth. Southeastern wins the first one in one. Having slow and reliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2023. MTC Communications offers lightning fast, reliable fiber internet, video, phone service, and camera systems in the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtccrowdfiber.com to check your availability. Located in the heart of Walnut Grove and in business since 1974, Ryden Farm Supply can meet all your needs for LP seed, fertilizer, and farm chemicals. Their LP service is unmatched in this area, and as a customer, they will take care of you. Give them a call today at 309-772-3121. Pawn Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Pawn Plus is the area's largest seller of used firearms and used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repairs and are open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. Great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb between Airco and Taco Bell. Lineup on the floor for game number 2 for West Prairie. It is J.C. Reynoso, Abby Starbuck, Lindsay Dunn now switching in for her. Kinley Welsh, Callie Wright, Madeline Sullivan, and Ava Beck. On the floor for Southeastern, it is Kara Stevens back at the serve. Also Amanda Stevens, Abigail Schaefer, Savannah Ramsey, Gracie Arthur, and Kenzie Griswold. Kara Stevens serve, first tips the net, saved by Starbuck. Up it comes to Beck, and back row Arthur takes it up. Schaefer helps it off the ceiling and sent through, done underneath it. Outside for Welsh, and it is down and good. So the Cyclones jump out to a 1-0 lead to start this game at number 2. Ava Beck ready to let it go. And that one will go out of bounds. So a 1-1 tie here in this game number 2. Again, Southeastern taking the first one by a score of 25-20. Kenzie Griswold serve off Starbuck. Sullivan up to right, and it's dug by Griswold. Abigail Schaefer up to Amanda Stevens, and Sullivan trying to keep it alive, couldn't control, and the Suns take a 2-1 advantage. Kenzie Griswold serves again off of Starbuck. Outside for Welsh, who powers it down and home. So evens things up at 2 apiece on the side out. Richardson in, Starbuck out. Kinley Welsh. Kenzie Griswold. Abigail Shaver up to Amanda Stevens. Kind of side saddled it. West Prairie plays it. Richardson dug by Ramsey. Schaefer on the run to Kara Stevens. Back row attack off Dunn. Now up for right. Picked up by Kenzie Griswold, popped up. Amanda Stevens off the ceiling. Sullivan able to play it. And Richardson off the blocks and down, and West Prairie takes a 3-2 lead. Cyclones lead it here by a score of 3-2. Welsh pounds it. Amanda Stevens is there. Schaefer up with it to her. Blocked at the net. Popped up again. Schaefer finally gets to it. And Savannah Ramsey sends it over back to Sullivan. Tipped up by Savannah Ramsey up to Stevens. She'll flip it through, and Dunn is there. Set up for Richardson. That one going to go out of bounds. And we'll even things up at 3-3. That's one of the things West Prairie has struggled a little bit with, is keeping it in bounds. Had a few of those in game number 1. Schaefer with the serve. That one to Beck. Up to the net, and rejected by Ramsey. Oh, makes it 4-3. Southeastern by 1. And again, that size up front, Will, that makes a huge difference.
It definitely. It's very impenetrable defense to have in the front.
And Richardson with that one spikes it into the net. It is 5-3. Well, as a wise man once says, you can't teach tall.
No, you cannot.
I know that very well. 5-3, Southeastern here by 2. Schaefer brings that one off the net. Welsh able to get it. Sends it right back. Loading Amanda Stevens. That one off the blocks and down. And it's 6-3.
Seems the Suns are running away with an early lead as akin to set one.
And that's they kind of got out to a 5 or 6 point lead. We're able to kind of hang on to it. Schaefer again. Off Beck, needs a little help. Sullivan helps her out. Now Kinley Welsh off of Schaefer. Amanda Stevens up with it over to Van Fleet. Lobs it high. Welsh there. Sullivan going to bring it over for Richardson. Flips it over. Griswold able to keep it high, and Amanda Stevens sends it through. Up for Sullivan to right. Griswold with it. Saved out of the net by Amanda Stevens. Schaefer brings it back, and Beck brings it up to Sullivan. West Prairie to Richardson. Partially blocked. Savannah Ramsey up with it, and Abigail Schaefer had fallen down in front of her. So trying to be careful of a teammate. And a 6-4 side out for West Prairie. J.C. Reynoso in. Abby Starbuck out, and back to serve is Lindsey Dunn. Savannah Ramsey up to Schaefer, over to Amanda Stevens, down and good. You ain't returning that. That's one of those. You're not returning something like that. Amanda Stevens made the good play. She gets to serve, sort of how volleyball works. Yep. Ava Beck is there on the serve, up to Richardson again. Off the net, Van Fleet keeps it high. Kara Stevens with it. Now Amanda, and Beck is able to dig it for West Prairie. They up for Welsh. Dug by Kenzie Griswold. Amanda Stevens pops it high. Van Fleet partially blocked, kept alive. Schaefer there with it to Ramsey, and Becca's got it for West Prairie. Over for Richardson, off the blocks. Kept high again. And Amanda Stevens, off Beck again. Set for Welsh to attack. And we've got a net violation on Southeastern. So West Prairie keeping it fairly close here as Madeline Sullivan gets to serve. And Caleb Hall having asked who the next server is. It is Madeline Sullivan. And she'll let it go here. And Sullivan lets it fly. Off of Kenzie Griswold. Stevens to Stevens. And dug by Dunn in the back row. Back set, Beck. Dug by Schaefer in the back row. Up for Kara Stevens to tap through. Sullivan up for Beck. And that one, I got a hand on it, and West Prairie able to get that one to drop down and in.
Kerr playing a little defense in the back.
That was a nice play by Tim Kerr. I got to give him credit for that. That was a very nice play.
Out of his one-of-one plays, is definitely a great one.
Serve picked up there by Kara Stevens. Amanda Stevens helps it out. Schaefer the back row attack. And it's dug there by Welsh. Set to the outside to Richardson. Had a little trouble with the hit. And you could hear that coming off her hands. Alexa Barkley will come in. Taylor Richardson will go out for West Prairie. As Savannah Ramsey will serve. Off of Beck in the back row. And she'll bring it across the net. Nobody home for Southeastern. Schaefer brought it up, but everybody kind of stood there and watched. 8-7. Starbuck in, and Alexa Barkley now out for West Prairie, as Abby Starbuck will serve it. Serve off of Schaefer. Over for Griswold, drops it over. Nice save by Welsh. And over for Beck. Beck will hit it into the net, though. And that makes it 9-7, Southeastern on the side out. Subbing in is Zoe Griswold, the senior. Van Fleet will go out. Griswold brings the serve off of Dunn. Up it comes for Welsh. She's stuffed. Hits it backwards. Sullivan going to bring it up. Beck. That one dribbled across the net and down. Doesn't matter how they go in the book. As long as they go. Gracie Arthur in. Paige Kitch will replace J.C. Reynoso. And also Kelly Wright back in the front. Kitch. Off of Kenzie Griswold. Up to Amanda Stevens. Up to Schaefer. And that one off Kitch. Sullivan bumped over and taken by Kara Stevens up front. Griswold off of Sullivan and down. And I'm not exactly sure if she wouldn't have touched that if it would have gone out.
Seemed to teeter on that line.
Kara Stevens back to serve here for the Suns. Her serve off of Starbuck. Up it comes, loaded for Beck, and that one is in on the line. 10-9. Again, West Prairie keeping Southeastern within arm's length here, as it is 10-9. Ava Beck comes back to serve it here, lets it go. And picked up by Amanda Stevens. She's loaded up front. Stuffed up there by Wright and Sullivan. And ties things up at 10. Beck comes to it again. Low line drive off of Ramsey. Kara Stevens helps it out, and Schaefer brings it over. West Prairie plays. Sullivan up to Wright and hits it out of bounds. Well, it's one of those you win some, you lose some.
Definitely a lot of tradesies going on over here.
That is the new volleyball term, tradesies. Serve to Beck. Set up for Kinley Welsh. Stuffed, hits it back, saved by Beck. And Sullivan will bump it across. Amanda Stevens takes it. She's loaded up and says, nope, you ain't getting that one. And again, I tell you, folks, I can predict where the ball's going to hit the floor pretty much with the West Prairie defense. And Starbuck a little trouble with that one, knocks it down. It is 13-10. Timeout call by Caleb Hall will step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
And we are back here, 12-10. West Prairie trying to gather themselves a little, back to 13-10, actually. And there we go. I knew it would do that because it and I did it. 13-10 as the Suns try to pull away here. They would seem to get about arm's length every time here with West Prairie, and I give West Prairie credit. Their net game hasn't done too bad. As Kenzie Griswold will let it serve here. Off of Starbuck, hits it sideways, saved by Welsh out of bounds, then bumped across. Kenzie Griswold over to Abigail Schaefer. That one blocked at the net. And Southeastern will reload it. This time Savannah Ramsey up and over. Saved, but out of bounds. And it makes it 14-10. Serve to Starbuck. Sent over to Sullivan with it to Welsh. Off of Schaefer. They'll load her up on the outside. She'll send it back row again. And folks, I know I sound like Nostradamus, but I'm telling you, that's where, if you pick West Prairie apart, that's where you'll attack it at. And the serve comes through. Dunn brings it up to the net. Sullivan not able to get it out of there. And the wheels falling off a little bit. Southeastern definitely trying to take a little bit of control. Serve off of Dunn. Up to right, Dunn pounds it over and it's taken by Kenzie Griswold. Up to Amanda Stevens, blocked. And they'll load it again, tipped over. Becca's there. Sullivan back across, kept high in the air, but when Schaefer redirected it, Arthur couldn't get underneath it. Big needed side out there by the Cyclones. Taylor Richardson in, Abby Starbuck out. As Welsh will serve it. Over to Stevens, Schaefer now to Stevens, pokes it over, and we've got a net violation on West Prairie rather. As Riley Van Fleet will check back in, and it makes it 17-11. Schaefer with it. Serve to Beck. And Sullivan going to push it out to Richardson. That one down the box, sent back over. Done there, flipped across. And Ramsey's up with up for Amanda Stephen. That one down and good. And it is 18-11. Suns establishing a little bit of control here. Abigail Schaefer loads it up, ready to send it on the fly. To Lindsey Dunn. Sullivan out for right. And that one down the block of Stevens and good. And the Cyclones get it back. J.C. Reynoso in as Lindsey Dunn goes back to serve. Serve by Dunn. Stevens in the back row, set on the outside from one, Stevens the other, dug up by Welsh. Sullivan outside, it is Richardson, dug by Ramsey. Schaefer pops it back, and then Ramsey sends it over. Beck to Sullivan, over for Welsh, hits that one in the net. And it is a 19-12 advantage. Timeout once again called by Caleb Hall. Will step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And we are back here, 19-12. Southeastern taking a little bit of control here in this game number 2. As they won 25-20 in game number 1. Amanda Stevens ready to send it on the way. Pounds that one over. Welsh to it. Sullivan up for Reynoso, partially blocked. And Kenzie Griswold there. They load up for Van Fleet on the outside. Popped up again, tipped. And Amanda Stevens pops out. Schaefer brings it down off of Dunn, and they weren't quite ready for it down the line. And it is a 20-12 lead here for the Lady Suns. Stevens powers it into the back row off of Beck. Sullivan going to load up. Kinley Welsh the attack, and it's brought up. Kara Stevens got a hand on it. Over to Ramsey, back row, through the hands of Welsh and down. And the lead is 9 at 21-12. Amanda Stevens back again. And Ava Beck takes it. Sullivan outside. Richardson off the blocks. And Schaefer's underneath it. Amanda Stevens over for Ramsey. Down and good it goes. And the Lady Suns on a roll here. And Janie Phelps going to come in. She'll replace Ava Beck here for West Prairie. And that Phelps I am related to.
Yes. As am I.
And Welsh with that one. Sullivan flips it over. Amanda Stevens under it. Set up now for the back row attack, and Welsh takes it. Loaded outside. Richardson through the blocks, and they keep it alive. Flipped over by Amanda Stevens. Kept alive. Schaefer with it to Ramsey. Back row, Welsh. Now set outside. Taylor Richardson off the blocks. Amanda Stevens is there. Schaefer over for Savannah Ramsey. Partially, yep. They're going to say that was not touched. So, makes it 21-13. Madeline Sullivan will serve. Phelps will go out. Beck will come in as they play on the front row. They're by Beck off Kara Stevens. Amanda Stevens, back set. Ramsey, high, deep, and generally unplayable. So it cuts it to 22-14. And Tim Kerr a little more animated than you usually see him. Sullivan again with the serve off of Griswold. Amanda Stevens brings it back in. Schaefer pounds it through, and Beck takes it for West Prairie. Sullivan out for Richardson. Off the blocks again and down. And so a little mini run here by West Prairie. Madeline Sullivan ready to wind and send again. Kenzie Griswold to Amanda Stevens, out to Kara. She'll flip it over. Richardson is there. Set up for Beck. And that one dug by Amanda Stevens. Schaefer going to back set it is Ramsey. Pounded over. Welsh up for West Prairie. They bring it to Beck. She'll lob it over. And that is past Stevens and out of bounds. 23-12. They're saying it was out of bounds. And actually, they're going to discuss it now. Where's the Jeopardy theme when you need it? Well done, Will. Don't be surprised if we don't get a replay out of this, but from my angle, a little hard to tell. And yep, what did I tell you, folks? I figured as much.
We definitely had some scratched heads over here.
And now Madeline Sullivan will serve it again. On the way with it, and is off Kenzie Griswold. Tipped over by Amanda Stevens. Welsh had it on the run, done. Up to Beck. And up now at the net for Ramsey. Tipped. And Stevens will send it long. Welsh takes it. Set up for Beck. That one's out of bounds. And it is now 23-15. That was a no-doubter.
Yes. Seems the Suns have got this second set victory almost in the crushing grip of victory.
Savannah Ramley pounds the serve up to Beck, up to the net, tipped. And over by J.C. Reynoso. Amanda Stevens up for Griswold. Off the block. Go for him. Beck will push it back row. Schaefer up Stevens to Stevens. Now down off the blocks and good. And the Lady Suns, no, it is not 26-15. That thing gets so happy. Game and match point here for the Lady Suns. It is 24-15. And here comes Savannah Ramsey to it. Off of Beck. Sullivan backs it. Taylor Richardson partially blocked. Amanda Stevens parks underneath it. Schaefer going to bump it high. Set up for Griswold. And taken by Dennebeck. Flipped by Sullivan. Ramsey. Now fake to Kara Stevens. Out to Kenzie Griswold. That one off the arm of Sullivan and down. And Southeastern takes them both in too, as they win 25-20 or 25-21, 25-12 in the JV, and 25-20, 25-15 in the varsity contest. The Lady Suns send them home. And that is going to wrap up our broadcast for the evening, folks. Thanks for tuning us in. Thank you much for turning us on. For Mr. Will Phelps, I will say so long, folks. See you next time.